Hey friends, hey, welcome back to the Expeditionary Johnny channel. Hey, if you're new to my channel, you'll see that the theme to my channel is removing obstacles to outdoors. Typically that means things like time, ideas, or sometimes equipment. Today we're talking a little bit about equipment. I'll try to throw in some ideas. Hey, the folks at Saker reached out to me and they asked me if I'd be interested in doing a review of their chainsaw. It's a little 4-inch mini chainsaw, and I was like, you know what, I think that kind of fits with my channel. I like to hike and like to cook on my trail hikes. So in this case, I'm going to be looking at, after I do this box opening, we're going to go cut down some, do some pruning, then I'll cut some old tree branches, and I figure we'll do a bit of cooking on a wood burning stove, okay? All right, so let's take a quick look at it here. Again, this is the 4-inch chainsaw. You can see it all comes together, nice little cardboard box. We've got a charger here. The plug that goes in said charger, and got our little chainsaw. Let's go ahead and take it out of the plastic here. Kind of give you a quick look at it here. Looks like we got a nice little hand guard. I've seen on videos that kind of raises up so we can cut our branches here. And what else we got in here? We got a not a ratchet, but we got a wrench here to do a little bit of maintenance. A little bit of oil. We got ourselves a little tiny screwdriver here to do some adjustments as well. And of course we got our user's manual. So let's put it to the test. Alright, so let's charge it up and I'll see you guys outside here in a minute. Alright, so the missus and I have decided that this walnut tree behind me has got to go to make room for that mulberry tree that's growing right next to it. We'd rather have the mulberries than the walnut tree, okay? All right, so I figured that's going to be great for demonstration purposes for our little Saker saw. All right, so if you look at the manual, it says if you're pruning trees, like live ones, it recommends using something like vegetable oil to lubricate our saw. That way it doesn't do damage to the tree. Now, the whole tree is going to go down, but just for demo purposes, let's go ahead and take our vegetable oil and lube it up. All right, now let's grab our little handy dandy little battery and just slides right on like so. Voila. To operate it, we've got this little button we have to depress while pulling the trigger, and we have a lanyard, so let's go ahead and put that on. All right, let's start cutting. So this branch is bigger than I'm sure what they recommend, but let's test this bad boy. So on this branch we definitely were at the limits of this branch. You can kind of see it's right at that 4-inch part, but just by working I was able to get this down just fine. So pretty handy so far. So what about all those pesky trees that grow right up where you don't want them? Let's give it a try. So you got some branches growing over your fence line? Not a problem. How about a rather smallish tree? All this has got to go. Storm damage? Okay. Alright, so I pushed this little saw as far as I could with some branches it wasn't intended for. Alright, so let's go ahead and recharge it. Now I'm going to go after some dried deadwood, and then we're going to switch to more of my channel type stuff. We're going to process some wood, make us a fire, cook up a meal, and then we're going to talk about what I think about this little soccer 4-inch chainsaw. Okay, so a little bit of time has passed since that last clip. Over the last couple of weeks, me and my family have been using the soccer 4-inch chainsaw here around the property, and I got to say we've been very pleased with it. So now that we've got a bit of good history with this little chainsaw, let's go ahead and put a rating together. Okay. Now, in true expeditionary Johnny fashion, I always like to do a hike and cook. In this case, I guess a cut and cook. Okay. So since this chainsaw, I see this is something that you can take like while camping. All right, and then you're going to do some traditional cooking like this. You might get out your little percolator coffee, and you might do some canned goods and put it in a cast iron. So, hey, who doesn't love some good corned beef hat? And of course, a good cup of coffee. Okay, so how did the little soccer 4-inch chainsaw do? Okay, well, let's talk about it. So I've got out my list of areas that I normally like to discuss when I'm doing a review on any item. Now keep in mind, typically I'm thinking like backpacking, but again, my channel is about removing obstacles, getting outdoors. So outdoors could be anything. It could be out your backyard, it could be camping. So let's kind of talk about from that perspective. First category, transport. Okay, this tool is designed for pruning trees. All right, so it's not a backpacking item. So I would say, let's think from a camping perspective. We're going to do some car camping. Super easy to transport. Takes up almost no room. Okay, that can easily fit in the trunk of your car with all of your other camping gear. So based on what it is, let's give it a 10 for 10. Next, let's talk ease of use. 10 of 10. This saw is extremely easy to use, so much so that my wife and my daughter fell in love with it. They've been running around we've got about 14 acres here, and so we've had a bit of time. So they've been running around trimming up all the trees, and I tell you, the place looks great. The only area of concern that I have, or at least the questionable area, would be the battery. Battery works fine. It's just as far as when you recharge the thing. You plug it in the wall. When it's charging, don't look at the battery. You have to look at the adapter in the wall. Okay, when it's charging, there's going to be a red light. When it's fully charged, it turns to green. That's the signal. That's when you know your battery is fully charged. So again, ease of use, 10 out of 10. I love it. It's super easy to work with. Versatility. I think I'm going to have to skip this category, because typically when I'm thinking versatility, I'm thinking backpack. I want a multi-use item. It's like how many different ways can you use it, right? This item is designed to prune trees around the yard, and I played around with it, and I don't think it's, from what I can tell, it's not as adept at doing like dry wood, like for processing firewood, since it's not designed for that. And again, it's for pruning. It's not even for backpacking or camping. So I'm going to just skip that category altogether. All right. Next, effectiveness. I got to give this thing a 10 out of 10. I mean, I loved it. You saw me. I was cutting walnut branches, thick walnut branches, and it cut it down. I was able to go ahead and trim branches around a tree, around the deck, all around these property, all throughout my property. I love the fact that it's like if all of a sudden I notice, let's say there's a tree growing over on the fence line with the horses, I just grab this bad boy, go over there, cut it, no big deal. So 10 of 10 on effectiveness. Next, durability. How do you test durability? I'm not going to throw this item on the ground and beat it up. This is not a backpacking or bushcrafting tool that's designed to take a pounding. It's obvious, got, made of plastic on the outside, so it's not designed to take a beating. I'm going to give it a 9. I think that's fair, because otherwise, if I go down to 8, I think that might be a little bit too harsh. Next, claims. What does this item claim to be? So I went out to the website, read up on soccer. It's just for pruning trees. It's not a survival item. It's not for processing large pieces of wood. It's for trimming up trees. That's all it claims to be, and it did a great job. So because it stayed in its lane, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Lastly, price. All right, so I did a bit of poking around on the internet. I saw this exact same kit for as low as $39.99 out on Amazon. Now, that looked like a sale. I've seen it a lot of times the price is around $99.99, so right at $100. If you can get it for $40, that's a steal. I mean, that is a really, really good deal. That's not a lot of money, super usable item. Now, if you're getting it for $100, I'd say that's a fair price. Again, this is based off of letting my family use this item for a couple of weeks and their response. Again, they loved it. It's like this is their go-to item that they throw it in the gator while they're out doing the horses. They trim up a few branches here and there. It's a great little tool, so that's a very fair price. So, depending on what you get, could be outstanding 10 plus. It could be a 9. So let's just go with normal prices in case you can't bake on a sale. Let's give it a 9. All right, so let's add it up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories. And I've got this mini chainsaw at 58. Okay, you get this saw for $40, you got to give that a 10. I mean, you might even give it an 11. Okay, that's easily going to get you up to 59 or 60. So there we have it, the soccer mini saw. I am extremely happy with this product. Grateful for the opportunity to review this product. And yeah, I would definitely recommend this to my friends and family. So there we have it. Okay, so that brings things to a close here on this video and this review. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you are interested in any outdoor ideas or equipment, please go ahead and check out some of my playlists. And if you got any suggestions on things you want to try, obviously throw out some comments, okay? We're always open to feedback, whether it be positive or negative. All right, with that, y'all take care. Have a good one.